And that thing is an unexpected event. It's something that I didn't expect to happen on my path to the bookshelf with my little grabby tool. And that is thematically, it's as if I'm walking on a thin sheet of ice and it's holding my weight perfectly well. And I'm moving forward, and then all of a sudden I hit some thin ice and a hole opens up and I start to fall into the hole. That is the crisis. That's a crisis that occurs in everyday behavior. And it's a crisis that occurs in storytelling. So just to sort of back up and come back to my 5 commandments of storytelling, if we're going to think about the story I just told about getting a book, the inciting incident is my decision that I need to go get a book to help me further my other goals, right? It's a micro task that will further my other goal of educating myself. Okay, so that's the inciting incident. The progressive complications are the negative obstacles and positive tools that arise on the course of my trip on my path to get my book. Now, here's the thing about the crisis. A complication arises that is a black hole. The example I used last week was, I hear a baby cry. I hear a crash and a baby starting to cry, like wailing. And that is a black hole, like the ice breaking, and I fall into it. And I have a crisis that arises in myself right at that moment. And that crisis is, do I continue on my path unimpeded to go get my book, or do I abandon the book gathering action and go help that baby? Now, that crisis is a complete unexpected event. It sort of arises from all of those things that are irrelevant to me, right? It's irrelevant to me that let's say my cousin downstairs has her baby over and they're playing, in the basement. And maybe my cousin had to go walk somewhere else, or maybe she fell with the baby in her arms. That's a possibility, right? But that was what was irrelevant to me before has now become very, very serious. It sucks me out of my behavioral action, and it creates a crisis to me. And the crisis is a best bad choice decision. And it's also an irreconcilable good decision. It depends on which way you're sort of looking at the crisis itself. So if we're looking at it as a best bad choice, the best bad choice is, if I go and get my book, that child will suffer. And I won't feel so good about leaving a child, a baby, screaming and suffering. Not only that, it's going to distract me in my work. So if I go get my book, that's not going to be so great. If I go and get the baby, then my workday is probably shot, right? I'm not going to be able to reorient myself very well to get back to what I was doing, and the baby's going to take me out of my workday. So I have to make a decision. I have to make a moral, active choice of my behavior in that moment. And that choice will become the climax of that little mini scene, which we'll talk about next week. But the crisis is really, really important to sort of get a very good, firm grasp of.